I can promise you one thing. In the next 2.5 hours, I don't care what walk of life you come from. I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire on the social welfare. I don't care if you're working or if you're League of Ireland. I don't care where you come from. When you leave here in 2.5 hours, you're going to feel way better than you came in the door. People say, what's Hello My Friend all about? Hello My Friend's about one thing. It's helping people with that voice in the head. Helping people to relax that voice in the head. Like, if I could ask everyone here, right, just have an open mind, but like, go back to when you were a kid. If you were a boy and you saw Roy Keane playing, let's say in the World Cup, and Roy Keane scored a goal, out in the front, you, in your mind now, in your imagination, you believe you're Roy Keane. If you're a girl and you heard Celine Dion singing, as a kid, you believe you're Celine Dion. As a kid, see, you were free. As a kid, you were happy. As a kid, you were a sponge. That's the way you're meant to be in life. But what happens is we go on something called life, we get programmed by society, by the news, by our parents, by our grandparents. It's nobody's fault. And what happens, we start developing this voice in the head around 7 or 8 years of age. And this voice gets louder and louder and louder. And what happens is as you go on in life, you can't stop the voice. The biggest sickness we face in the world right now is a racing brain. People can't shut off their heads. People's heads are going off. Our heads are constantly playing stories with each other. Like, do you ever go to bed with resentment in your head? Someone who done something wrong to you. You wake up in the morning, your head's like doing push-ups. Wait till I see him, wait till this, wait till that. Like, it could be, it mightn't be arguing with someone, it could be something else. You're in the shower, like, everything is great, but your head is planning for what am I going to do when I'm retired? 40 years' time. I remember this happened 30 years ago. This is the way the head goes in most people, and most people are not aware of it. And I'm going to give you some simple techniques tonight that you can go home with and you can put into practice. And I promise you one thing, your head will slow down. And what happens when your head slows down, peace will emerge. Because you don't need anything outside yourself to feel happy. If I asked you a question now, and did you ever ask yourself this question? Why am I here? Why am I alive? When life is good, you don't ask that question. Life's about one thing. Life's about you discovering who you are. So who you are at the core is love. As a kid, you didn't care if your hair was brushed. You didn't care if your teeth was brushed. You didn't understand what tomorrow was. All you knew was no. It was in the moment. You were fresh. You were loose. You were frisky. Then you go through life and you give up. You stop dreaming. You stop going for your goals. You stop being yourself. Like, do you get up in the morning? My question is this to you now. Do you get up in the morning, jump out of bed and say, do you know what? Today is going to be a great day. I can't wait to see who I meet today. Life is brilliant. Life is great. A lot of us get up in the morning, we go downstairs, we brush our teeth. We're brushing our teeth, we can't wait to be in the car. We're in the car, we can't wait to be in work. We're in work, we can't wait to be home. We're at home, we can't wait to be in bed. I say, what are we living around for? And we all think this is normal. Whether you have money or no money, money's irrelevant, money's only energy. This is how it works. As you think thoughts affect the way you feel. So right now, right, just think something in the last 2 years you were proud of yourself, or proud of your kid. Something happened maybe. But think of something right now that you were proud. What happens? Hold that thought for 17 seconds. Now what happens? You start attracting more positive thoughts to you. And what happens? As you think thoughts affect the way you feel. So if you're feeling good, now you're vibrating on a high frequency. As you vibrate on a frequency, that frequency goes out into the universe. Then the universe gives you back situations, circumstances and events to match what you're putting out there. Now let's reverse it. Most people live in a low negative. It's not no one's fault here. What's a low negative? He said this about me. She said that about me. Stay away from him. Their kids are no good. Stay away from that school. Stay away from that crowd. They're blackguards. All the news, all the drama. Look at the papers right today. Everything is pouring negativity out to us. I'm not discounting what's happening in the world, but I'm saying most stuff is negativity. And do you ever have a conversation? Most of us, how are you getting on? Jesus, a shocking night, isn't it? Terrible night, isn't it? Then it'd be the same person the week later. It's too hot. I can't go out. How are you getting on? Keeping the wolf from the door. How is life? Same old thing, shitty old day. You know, like these are the conversations we're having. But what happens? We're living in hell in our head. We're feeding into this negativity. He said this and she said that, and all this stuff goes on in the head. Do you know when you start speaking like this internally to yourself, you start attracting that into your life? The thought you've been thinking for the past 3 months is what's in your life today. If you want to change what comes into your life in the next 3 months, you got to change your thoughts today. And this is the key to everything. You have so much potential. There's universal laws that govern this whole universe, and they've been around for millions and millions of years. And that's why Rhonda Byrne called The Secret. For some reason, it's gone above all our heads. You gotta learn to dream again. You gotta learn to use your imagination. You gotta learn to be free. Stay away from the prison of your head. And get up in the morning, no matter what you do. If you're a barber, be the best barber. If you're in sports, be the best at it. Be the best neighbour. Be the best person for you. Don't wait for 30 years to live your life today. Don't look back and say, do you know what? I should have went for it. You know what? I should have done more. Your whole life could change here. You could change somebody else's life by reaching out, by being a nicer person. But what happens, we all go through life, we take ourselves too serious, we take our head too serious, and we can't stop the racing brain, we can't shut it off. When last did you sit down like this at home? Think about it, like, I always do it. Sit down and just put away the phone, sit down, no telly on, turn off the lights. Your husband or your wife or your friend will come in and say, who's after passing away? You say, no, I'm just living the dream. I was only telling my kids this morning. There's people in Silicon Valley paid millions of dollars to keep you on that phone with likes and endorphins and all this stuff, and they're doing a great job. We're all hooked. Denzel Washington put out a post yesterday. He goes, if you're not hooked, every one of us, a challenge, put away your phone for a week. Not one of us could do it, I'd say. You know, it's crazy. Like, there's nothing wrong with technology. Technology is perfectly fine when you use technology. Let me give you the first technique tonight, how you can relax that head. Everybody right now, right? Just be aware your legs are on the ground. Just be aware. Be aware you're sitting on the seat. Just be aware you're sitting on the seat. Now, your mind might try to wander somewhere else. Just keep your legs on the ground and bring your awareness to it. Now, what are you thinking about right now? Your legs on the ground. You just created a gap in between the stream of your thoughts. Every time you create a gap in between the stream of your thoughts, there's love there, there's peace there. Now, let me give you another technique. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, not your mouth. You can't think and be aware you're breathing at the same time. Everything is about relaxing the thought process. Why do a lot of people love intense sports? Because they're out there. Think of it, like when Mike Tyson was into the ring. What's he doing? He's not thinking about what happened last night, he's in the moment. When you watch tennis, think of tennis, right? A ball like this, right? And the whole world is watching. Because they're in the moment. Everything is about coming into the moment. If you're going to a final in Turner's Cross, if you're going to the final in the county final, what are you doing? You're in the dressing room, you're pumped up, you're getting on that pitch, you're buzzing. Like some of the greatest sports people in the world, like look at Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's gifted with a snooker cue, he suffers with his head after it. Robbie Williams, he's a gifted artist, he suffers with his head after it. They're brilliant on stage, you're in the moment. But you don't need to go on stage to feel good. You don't need to play sports to feel good. You don't need to do anything to feel good. It's an inside job. Do sports if you want to do sports, but be happy right now. So these techniques I'm giving you is about being happy right now. Now let me give you the most powerful technique you're ever going to hear. Okay, and this can be anything, right? Let's say here, this is a thought. Let's say the thought is that, let's say the kids are giving out to each other, okay? And say one of the kids is after hitting another kid, your own kids, right? That's a thought. There's a thinker of a thought here. You're in your head now, you're not coming home, let's say, to the next day you're working. But your head is saying, wait till I get home now. And your head's playing all these stories and all these scenarios, right? Now, this thought then tomorrow could be, you're getting a job promotion Friday, and there's 4 of you going for it, only 1 of you getting it. So your head is saying, I hope I get it now, I'm better than him, he's not that good. And what happens then, you get to Friday, you might get the job, you might not get the job, it's irrelevant. But what happens, most people are living here. So now, my question now to you tonight, can you even be aware that there's a voice in your head, a negative voice that doesn't stop? Even being aware that there's a negative voice in your head is a huge breakthrough. So what you need to do, right, is this. Stand back, observe the negative voice, right? When you observe the negative voice, what happens? The voice stops. Now watch now, we change the frequency in the room. Watch this now. Watch this now. Love, happiness, peace. I love my life. Everything works out great for me. See the way the room changes. See the power in your words. Every time you speak, it echoes up every part of the galaxy. When you're aware of the silence in the room, you're connected to yourself. Be aware of the space in the room. It's called space consciousness. When you're aware of space instead of objects, you're connected to yourself. See, love is the highest vibration. All you want, and I want in my life, is a bit of peace in between the head. That's all we all want. But we're all looking for peace in the wrong places. That's why St. Francis of Assisi says, what you're looking for is where you're looking from. It's an inside job, it's here, it's now. Now watch now, watch this now. We can change the frequency. He said this about me. She said that. Stay away from him. They're no good. They're nothing but trouble down there. I can promise you now, they'll catch you for money. They're no good. Stay away from them. They're blackguards. Keep your kids away from them. When you speak like that, then what happens? It carries a negative frequency. So when you meet another person, it's all about frequency. And someone's frequency will dominate the other frequency. So you can manage your own state. You can manage your own frequency. And the greatest way to manage your own frequency is the story you tell yourself. The story you tell yourself. So when you get up in the morning, tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to have a good day today. You know what, I can't wait till I meet today. You know what, life is great. Start talking this internally to yourself, and straight away you start feeling good. Straight away you start feeling alive. And as you start feeling alive and you start feeling the juice flowing, get into the car in the morning, put on your favourite song, give a few shouts, give a few bellows. We think that we have to go to a final of some tournament to give a few shouts. Like, you can shout, get into the car and do it. You'll be amazed the way you feel. You feel absolutely alive. And say, you know what, today is a great day. Life is about living. Life's about going for it.